is Zoe and Max, two ambitious young photographers, deeply in love, deeply motivated, and deeply invested in this 75 square foot metal box on wheels that they hope to call home one day. There's only one issue. It's been a year and they have low-key spent every last dollar in their accounts, and it's still not done. Does this mean their dream of living in a van down by the river is over? Are they cooked? What does life have in store for these dreamers next, and where is their build at? Well, to get there, let's recap the van life lore, spill the tea, and check out what they've been so-called cooking up over the past few months.
So if you've been following along, back in 2024, we bought our brand new Ram Promaster. But before we could even start building, someone broke in and stole all of our tools and supplies.
But we didn't let that stop us, and over the next 7 months, we saved every penny and started by building out our floors, framing the walls, running wires, adding insulation, and building our bed. There was so much to learn, but that takes us to where most of you saw us last.
So starting in February, it was time to get going on our serious woodworking. Now, I'm no builder. Best I've done was this picture frame I made for Zoe, but armed with a saw, a drill, and a dream, I began work, designing, framing out our shower, electrical box, water box, and slide-out composting toilet from Compo Closet. Honestly, the addition of a bathroom alone was a game changer, and Compo Closet's Cuddy toilet is by far the best option on the market for van lifers. This pull-out toilet project was honestly also a great learning project for the cabinetry work to come. Just to be clear, this video won't be a tutorial on these processes, but I did film every single minute of these projects, which means this video before editing was over 70 hours long. With that being said, we will have full videos and tutorials on every part of this van coming in the future once we're all done, so subscribe to see those. Today we went and picked up all of our plywood for the cabinetry. This is going to be the biggest woodworking project I've ever taken on and the biggest woodworking project on the whole van. So I tried to be really, really organized, and I put all of our cuts onto... I use a website called Cut List Optimizer and basically entered in all the different dimensions for the different cuts that we have to make. And it lays them all out conveniently on your sheets of plywood. In total, it's saying that I have 350 to 390 cuts that we're making, which saying it out loud sounds absolutely insane. When researching how to build cabinets and talking to anybody about taking this on, I heard the same thing over and over. Don't do it. It's not that people didn't believe in me or that I couldn't try, but cabinet making is incredibly involved and an art that takes people years to get good at. I'm not sure if I was ignorant or overconfident, but I chose to ignore that advice. And although it was difficult and I had to make hundreds upon hundreds of cuts, somehow it started to actually take shape. Just like that, we got all our drawer boxes made. It took us around 9 hours to make all 15 boxes, so around like half an hour per box approximately. All things considered, not that difficult. I'm pretty happy with how they turned out, and I cannot wait to get them in the van. It's official. I'm ready for the cabinets to be done. Oh my gosh. This is, I think, day 10 on the cabinets. I shot a wedding yesterday. Haven't taken any break. I've been going since 10 a.m. this morning, and now it's 10:30 at night. And now I'm gonna paint. And as frustrating as it was, the cabinet making process was an incredible learning experience. I spent nearly a month learning, designing, and building all of these cabinets myself. It really felt like a potent example of you can do anything you put your mind to, and gave me confidence to take on more big, daunting projects in all domains of my life. There's just so much to learn in the struggle if you're willing to fight through it. Real quick, I want to pause the video here, and you're getting a sneak preview of what the van's going to look like in a minute. But I want to talk to you guys about something really cool that we're going to be hooking up in this video and that we just got in the mail, which is our ICECO VL75 Pro fridge. When planning out your van build, power consumption is everything. So when it came to choosing the fridge that we're gonna have in the van, which is obviously vital for any van build, I did a full in-depth comparison on a spreadsheet of every single fridge on the market, their power consumption, their sizing, their storage capacity, their design, their looks, everything. And there were some competitors that basically everybody goes with in van life, but by far, ICECO actually came out to be the best in like every single category. It was a landslide.
So we reached out to them and asked them if they wanted to partner with this build, and they were super on board. So they sent us over their VL75 Pro model in the olive color, which looks sick, by the way. And now we're gonna have a amazing bench seat set up over here with a ton of food storage. Having a big size fridge and freezer in this van build was a non-negotiable for me. And the design is awesome. The lid opens from both sides, which makes it super easy to integrate into any van configuration. There's plugs on either side, so no matter where your DC power is coming from, you can plug it in. You can probably tell I'm super stoked about ICECO and everything that they're doing, and I'm super excited to just be partnering with them on this build. So if you want to check those out, go to the link in the description. We actually have a discount code for you guys that you guys could save some money. So check that out down there, and let's jump back into building this bad boy.
So Max finally had our cabinets and drawers installed, and now things were starting to take shape, like our beautiful farmhouse sink that really brings this space all together. Max also cut, sanded, and stained this beautiful butcher block counter and added the first of our plumbing so that we would have a working sink, fresh filtered tap water, and a matching soap dispenser. So comment below which projects you want tutorials on first. As you can see, Max has been working his butt off trying to get this van semi-livable because we have a trip coming up.
And if you've been wondering, how do they afford this van build? Well, that's where this trip comes in.
As some of you may know, we are wedding photographers, and this van will eventually be our home/studio on wheels. This trip was our first look at how this will all work as we headed off to Kelowna to photograph 2 weddings. And that's why Max had to get this van livable ASAP. Wedding photography and van life go hand in hand because your schedule is flexible, you can edit from the road, and take on weddings in unconventional locations. After months of hard work, it was easy to forget why we started this insane journey, but this trip really re-inspired us and reminded us how amazing this will be once we're all done.
This trip also ended up being an amazing opportunity to figure out the high priority task to check off next. If you plan on building a van like we are, taking a trip at this point of the van build really shows you the little things that you truly need. Like, for instance, where to put your phone to charge at night, or where you might want to store a water bottle while you're driving. It also shows you the pain points that you want to check off as soon as possible. For instance, we did this trip while our sink is still just drained into a bucket, and after 2 weeks of spilt water and stinky buckets, the first thing we tackled upon getting home was installing this gray water tank beneath the van. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am here today working on our plumbing out of our sink, because needless to say, we experienced what it's like to live without a sink drain. We just had a bucket under here. It wasn't ideal. You gotta drain it before you start driving. We end up having a lot of spills. You'd be washing the dishes and you'd be like, my feet are getting wet. It was a mess. We've got our P-trap set up, and all that's left to do is drill a big old hole through the bottom of the van and hope we put it in the right spot. So now our sink drains out to a tank, and we are able to empty that tank from a wireless button and our home automation server using our app. Speaking of which, we are turning this whole van into a smart home and have tons of automations and buttons already, and so many more to come. So there's lots to share on this topic in future videos. Again, subscribe for those and comment what you want to see more in depth down below. Next up, I built out our bench seating and table beneath our sliding bed. I wanted to make sure on any future trips we had a place to properly sit, work, and eat, other than just our bed. I'm actually really happy with the design I ended up coming up with and building. Our bed can quickly collapse from a queen size to a twin sized couch and doesn't require resetting bedding or moving pillows around or setting up and taking down a table. It also gives us a ton of room in our garage, which we hope to put an electric bike in the future, and lots more storage below.
We have seen so many different layouts for bed and work hybrid spaces, but for us, this layout made the most sense. And if you've made it this far, it may seem like things are going great, but it was at this moment where the bank account finally hit zero. But mainly because we're doing things the right way, the hard way, and the more expensive way to make sure that this is truly the best van build out there. And that kind of brings us where we are today. Past month, we've been building as fast as we can earn. When we earn money, we spend it on the van. And in between the weddings, we've been able to work with some amazing brands that will help finish this build soon. The rest of the summer is going to continue to look something like this. We are committed to investing everything we make from our small but mighty photo and video business into this home on wheels to make this the best build online and share it with you all who want to do the same.
Look at this side too, hey? Holy, becoming a van. It's working, it's working.
It's so good when a project just works. As a whole, we're really looking forward to sharing what we have experienced and learned from this journey in more detail once we're done the build. We haven't disappeared, we haven't given up, and we haven't stopped working. In fact, we're working harder than we ever have before. Right now, the van build and earning money to build the van has been our top priority, but we can't wait to post here on a much more frequent basis very soon.
If you've watched to the end, you're already doing the most to support us, and comment, dang, that's a lot of cuts, so we know you're a real one.